everyone, and welcome to the 6-5 Summit AI Unleashed. I'm Melody Brue with more insights and strategy. For this sustainability spotlight, I'm joined by Lyndsay Harris-Kyei, Vice President of Global Impact and Sustainability at ServiceNow, covering purpose at scale, the vision for a more sustainable, equitable future. Hi, Lyndsay. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me today. I'm very excited about this conversation. It's an
Yeah.
incredibly important topic in this moment of time.
It certainly is. So let's get started. The intersection of technology and social impact is a space that's seen dramatic change over the past decade. This has been shaped by everything from new regulations to shifting public expectations and also rapid innovation. So, reflecting on your path, what are some of the most unexpected shifts or breakthroughs that you've witnessed that's changed how technology can drive impact and sustainability?
So, there are things that continue to inspire me, and then there are also things that naturally surprise me as well, still. So, throughout my career, I have seen the intersection of technology and impact and the potential to make a difference inspire me every single day. The innovation that we're seeing and the scale of innovation that we are seeing and its ability to help us adapt our habits to be more sustainable in an ever-changing world is incredible. And I think we are at this unique moment in time where we're truly going to get to create the world we envision and not the one we have. And technology will be at the intersection with impact in order to create that world. What I will say continues to surprise me is that we still are leaving so many communities behind when we think about the intersection of technology and impact. We are naturally seeing, this rapid revolution when you think about AI and the role technology will play. At the same time, you're also seeing communities be left behind with sustainable infrastructure. Many communities don't have access to clean water. They don't have access to plugging in a smartphone. So, how will they ever be a part of the digital economy? So, it's fascinating to see, and it continues to surprise me that we're seeing this rapid innovation. At the same time, some of the basic needs are not being met. And I think that's where technology can also play a role because we can help more communities be sustainable through technology and innovation and to get access to the resources that they truly need in order to thrive. But it's always fascinating to see that we can come up with these brilliant ideas. We can capture carbon and turn it into rocks, but we're still leaving communities without water and electricity and access to the vital resources that they need.
And those vital resources are actually so important to business strategy, yet many organizations still struggle to move beyond kind of these surface level commitments. So, what would you say are the most critical ways that businesses need to adapt their strategies and operations now to lead that meaningful change, stay relevant? And then, what are some of the pitfalls that you see companies that are kind of falling back to that, to being able to like get to that real progress?
So I think the world's problems are incredibly complex. I think we all agree with that, right? And I think naturally, any of us in this space, it becomes very overwhelming in trying to determine where are you truly going to have an impact. And if you look across how your business can lean in, there are countless ways that you can have an impact. And naturally, I think we all fall a little bit into scope creep, which is where I think companies can really start to play a stronger role in being good at what they can be good at, meaning we all know the complexities of the problems, but really focusing in and starting to chisel away at a problem based on our business strategy is where you're going to start to see change happen at a much faster pace. I really do think we have to start thinking about aligning your business goals and objectives and holding true to your values, but really kind of leaning into where are you in the ecosystem and how can you have an impact based on your business objectives, your business practices. So, for example, ServiceNow, we are a technology company. We really think about how can our workflows help our customers make more efficient and better business decisions. So we have, for example, our ESGM content accelerator, which helps organizations select and install, maintain frameworks and metric definitions to help them stay aligned without the need for manual content creation or frequent updates. Because naturally, we have a lot of these questionnaires coming. We need a central repository of guidance and data and citations. So, really kind of bringing that together so that our customers, as well as ServiceNow, can see the data in one location. We have also integrated ESGM with hardware asset management, which is our sustainable IT offering, which really helps organizations meet those regulatory requirements, but also make smarter business decisions because they're going to be able to see the energy use on their consumptions. And by providing those insights, then they can make smarter business decisions around what assets are they using and how are they using them. And then lastly, we've also been looking because as a technology company, if you're in this space, you will know that scope 3 emissions, which is really who are you working with, is really, it's our biggest impact. So we have created a dashboard and a really powerful tool to help simplify and automate the way companies measure and report out on scope 3 so that you can monitor your emissions in your supply chain. You can understand and customize your emissions data categories. So I think as a company, you really have to figure out where are you going to have an impact and dive in deep. For us, it's help managing workflows, it's help managing data, making smarter, more efficient decisions. But you have to go back to your business. We can't all be good at everything. And I think we really have to start focusing in on that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point that the technology is often positioned as this great enabler of resiliency and sustainability, but the reality is much more complex than that. And the last few years have shown that organizations are really vulnerable to climate, social, economic disruptions. So how do you see technology, both emerging and established, playing a role in helping companies build those resilient systems? And really, like, for people who are just kind of like, where there's so much, right? I mean, where do you start? Where's the biggest impact, and where should people be making those investments?
The solution, may be simple, but yet also complex, is it all starts with people. And I think too often do we try to come up with solutions that don't include the people impacted, or they're not a human centric approach. The fact is, a lot of these issues that we're facing, whether it be polluted waterways or air quality, humans created the problem. So we also have to be the ones to fix it. And it's that intersection of social impact and sustainability where we can actually start to solve the world's most complex problems if we start doing it in a very human centric way. And that's where it goes back to how do we provide more people with critical resources? But from a technology perspective, and where we sit in this, is how do we start bringing people together? And I say this at every conference I'm at, every convening, is we have to reach across the table into different industries, into different companies, and start collaborating. Because what you'll see in this space is we're all showing up in very similar locations, but we're not necessarily working together. So what I have to offer the world working for ServiceNow is different than another leader at another company. So we need to all come to the table and really start to look at what do we have to offer the world? What are the key resources we have? And then where do we start filling in the gaps with others and really starting to collaborate? And I think if we can do that in a very human centric approach, then tech has the opportunity to help accelerate this digital transformation and, quite frankly, this kind of revolution that we're going through, but doing it together and helping people along the way. Because if we do that, then we will start to have solutions to problems that we haven't been able to fix in the past because maybe we haven't been taking a human centric approach.
And that human centric approach often really involves a lot of buy in from leadership within the company and within other companies that you're trying to partner with and bring along for this journey. How do you kind of help to connect the people with the mission so that you as a company kind of have this united front and you're all on kind of driving the same for the same change for under the same belief system?
So I think it's always connecting it back to your business, which is critically important. We all work for the same company. We're all driving towards the same outcomes, right? We know the strategy of the companies we work for. And it's really starting to align that impact narrative to the company is where you're going to see the magic happen. And that's why I always say, like, everyone can just stay in their lane to some extent and say, like, this is what we're going to be good at, this is what we're focused on, and this is what we're going to drive, and really stay focused. And it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, especially in an ever-changing world, in a world that might be becoming more polarized, right? It's really hard to stay on that straight and narrow. But if we can always stay focused to what's right for our business and then lean across the table once again and collaborate, then we're all going to become really good at something, and it will enable our resources to go further. I can't tell you the amount of times that I'm in a community and we're making investments, and then I find out that an hour away, another company is making another investment in something else, but we're not doing it in the same community. So all of a sudden, we're helping with one solution, they're helping with another, but we're not doing it in the same location. So are we really having as much impact? So if you start looking at how do we come together around different issues in the same community and start stretching our resources, that's where I think you're really going to see the magic happen. And you're going to start to see unique ideas and philosophies come out, because we're all going to come with a different perspective and different backgrounds. And I think that's where you're going to start to see change happen more rapidly.
Hmm. It sounds like a really nice combination of change, alignment, and belief all coming together for the greater good. So,
That's the
well,
goal.
Lyndsay, thank you so much for joining us for this Sustainability Spotlight at the 6-5 Summit. For all of you watching, stay connected with us on social and explore more conversations at 65media.com/summit. On behalf of 65 Media, I'm Melody Brue. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for more compelling content coming up soon.